Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk Climate. I'm Jennifer Giordano, and today we'll be taking a look at our latest American Climate Perspective survey titled Americans Feel Most Comfortable Talking About Climate Change with Friends and Family. I'm joined by Nicole Hill, who co-authored the report along with ecoAmerica Executive Director Megan Spicer. Let's begin this episode with a few questions. Nicole, would you please tell us about the background of this survey and why ecoAmerica conducted it?
Sure. Hi, Jennifer, and thanks to everyone who's watching. Well, to answer your question, climate conversations are important. Research shows that just talking about climate change can create a positive feedback loop, resulting in further conversation. And talking about climate change can also help reassure people around you that they're not alone in their climate concern, which many people may feel considering that 72% of Americans are concerned about climate change, but actually only 52% think that others around them are concerned. So ecoAmerica wanted to find out who Americans actually feel comfortable talking about the issue with. And it's really hard to have conversations with people when you don't feel comfortable. So we asked Americans if they felt comfortable conversing with certain social networks in order to better understand where some of these climate conversations are actually happening.
Right. Thank you, Nicole. I'm interested to learn about what the survey said. Please share what you found.
Great. Let's get started. So before I begin, I always like to go over the methodology, which can be found with the top lines and the full report on ecoAmerica's website. You can also find the links to the full report and the blog post in the video description below. But this report was fielded January 5th and January 6th of this year in 2023, and it yielded 1,056 complete adult responses. In interpreting the survey results, I will note that all sample surveys are subject to possible sampling error, and the margin of error for this sample is plus or minus 3%. So now we can dig into the first findings. The survey found that family and friends are at the top of the list when it comes to who we feel comfortable talking about climate change with. Many climate activists have been working for years to transform climate change into a kitchen table issue. And this suggests that these efforts have actually succeeded. So you can see 67% of Americans say they feel comfortable talking to their family about climate change. Most Americans also feel comfortable talking to their friends. You can see 64% say they're comfortable talking to their friends, but far fewer are comfortable talking with their coworkers, with their neighbors, and with their elected officials. Just under 3 in 10 Americans report feeling comfortable talking about the issue with their coworkers, so it's 29%. And then 27% say they're comfortable talking to their neighbors. And then fewer than a quarter, so only 23%, say that they feel comfortable talking to their elected officials.
Great that climate change is becoming a kitchen table issue, but lots of work to do to get people comfortable talking with coworkers and neighbors. And only 23% feeling comfortable talking to their own elected officials. That's surprising. Is there a variance in the results by demographics?
Yeah, thanks, Jennifer. There are. So let's take a look at that next. The data reveals that compared to other political parties, Democrats report feeling more comfortable talking about climate change with a variety of people around them, including their family, their friends, their coworkers, and their neighbors. And while Americans generally feel less comfortable talking to elected officials about climate change, you can see here that Democrats and independents feel more comfortable than their counterparts. So 27% of Democrats and 26% of independents report feeling comfortable talking about climate change with elected officials. And that's compared to 19% of Republicans and then 14% of Americans who selected something else for their political party. Now we can look at age next. Most Americans feel comfortable talking to family and friends about the issue, but for the 45 to 60-year-old age group reports being more comfortable talking to family in particular. You can see here that 73% of them report feeling comfortable compared to the 67% nationally. And then Americans in the 30 to 44 age group report feeling less comfortable talking to elected officials about the issue than both the national average and other age groups. So you can see here 19% of them feel comfortable compared to 28% of those who are over 60, and then 23% of the national average. And then sex also reveals some differences in comfortability. 71% of Americans who are female report feeling comfortable talking about climate change with their family, which is 4 points higher than the national average, and then 7 points higher than males. However, with neighbors and elected officials, males are reporting more comfortability. So 34% of male respondents said that they feel comfortable talking about climate change with their neighbors, compared to this 26% of females. And then while it's still low, 28% of males report feeling comfortable talking to elected officials, compared to 19% of female respondents. And I'll note that the survey doesn't provide information on gender, and it only reports on male and female sexes. And so that's actually all I have. It's a short survey, but I want to thank you, Jennifer, and I want to thank everyone for watching this brief Let's Talk Climate episode. I do encourage you to check out the full report, and please share it with your network. We make it super easy by providing our social toolkit, which is linked below in the video description. And I hope you have a great day. Back to you, Jennifer.
Thank you. Thank you for your work here, Nicole. These are indeed important findings, and the posts and social cards in the toolkit make it easy to share. Let us know if you have any feedback on this episode or ideas about future topics. We're at research@ecoAmerica.org, and join us every Thursday for live episodes of Let's Talk Climate. You can engage with us using the hashtag Let's Talk Climate. Subscribe and follow @ecoAmerica on social for the latest research and resources on climate action and advocacy. See you soon.